Students, this is your Vardhan sir, your science sir. Today we are going to discuss the new topic. The name of the topic is basis of classification. Basis of classification. The exact Tamil meaning is வகைப்பாட்டியல், உயிரினங்களை வகைப்படுத்துவது. Okay, so you know about living things, whether it may be plants and animals, so we can classify that living organism. Okay, the topic of the lesson is basis of classification. Students, in this lesson we are going to discuss some that naming learning objectives. We have to understand the need for dichotomous classification. Dichotomous, what is dichotomous, we will discuss later. Okay, to classify animals according to their characteristics, features, to know the classification of animals and get the knowledge about invertebrates and vertebrates, to acquire knowledge about the classification of plants, to know the importance of five kingdom classification, and finally we have to discuss about to understand the binomial nomenclature. So students, we are going to discuss these topics only. Okay students, shall we enter the introduction part of our lesson? Okay students, when you get ready to go to school, okay, all your things, uniform, lunch box, water bottle, shoes, etc., are to be kept ready. Okay students, you just imagine, if all these things are not ready, you will need to spend too much of time and to collect them. Likewise, in a grocery shop, medical shop and bakery, all the items are systematically arranged. Then only they can easily take that material, take that particular material. Okay students, sorting of things is very much required and important for all living beings. Okay, sorting in the sense, the meaning of sorting means பிரிச்சிருது, classify பண்ணிக்கிறது. Okay, sorting of things is very much required and important for all living beings. We see various plants and animals around us. Okay students, it is estimated that about 8.7 million species of living organisms have been identified and named till now. So we are going to discuss about species and genus, these things and all in later. Okay, so totally 8.7 million species of living organisms have been identified and named till now. However, many scientists believe that only a small portion of the total species existing on earth has been identified. Okay students, in order to know about the behavior and relationship among organisms that are known, biologists have classified them into two broad groups. Okay, living organisms, two broad groups are classified பண்றாங்க. One is plants and another one is animals. Okay students, grouping of living organisms based on their common features is known as biological classification. Biological classification, உயிரினங்களை வகைப்படுத்துதல். Okay students, in your home or in your school, so many things are you are seeing, or so many things are being around you. Okay, you can classify what is that wooden material, what is non-wooden material, which is the plastic material, and which is the iron material made by iron. These things and all you can classify, like that. We are going to classify we are going to classify, or we are going to know about similarities and dissimilarities of the living organisms. Okay students, The similarities and differences existing among the materials around you, like that we need observe and identify those similarities and differences to construct a dichotomous key. A dichotomous key. Okay, students, I'll tell you about what is dichotomous. What is dichotomous? The dichotomous key allows us to make quick reference and identify a particular thing. Classification provides scientists a systematic, easy way to studying about organisms. Okay, classification is done using this dichotomous key. Okay, so dichotomous key na ennan paathinganaka, it is a tool. It is one of the tool you to know about classify organisms based on their similarities and dissimilarities. Okay, அந்த உயிரினங்களை எதெல்லாம் என்னென்ன ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ்லாம் சேம் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் இருக்குது, என்னென்ன டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லி கிளாஸிஃபை பண்ணுறது தான் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டைகாட்டமஸ் கீ. தட் இஸ் ஒன் எ கைண்ட் ஆஃப் கீ. ஓகே ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், ஃபீச்சர்ஸ் ஆஃப் டைகாட்டமஸ் கீ. டைகாட்டமஸ் கீயோட என்னென்னலாம் கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸ் இருக்குதுன்னு பாருங்கள். அ சிங்கிள் ஃபீச்சர் தட் டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் அ குரூப் ஈஸிலி. ஒரு குரூப்புக்குள்ளே, ஸோ லைக்வைஸ் வி ஆர் கிளாஸிஃபைங் arranging the group, bench leader, group leader and a class leader, like that. So they can arrange the group in group. A single feature that differentiate a group easily. One character selected to separate the group as present or absent. Okay, continue the second step until only one item will remain at the end. Okay students, dichotomy of animals. I told you about dichotomous key. Dichotomous key is one of the key which is classify organism based on their similarities and dissimilarities, differences அப்படினு கூட வச்சுக்கலாம். Okay, using a dichotomy pattern, classify the given list of animals: ostrich, peacock, monkey, frog, toad, turtle, snake, shark, goldfish, ant, tapeworm, earthworm and leech. Okay, you know the meaning of ostrich, நெருப்பு கோழி, peacock, monkey, frog, toad na அந்த தேரையா, turtle na என்னது அன்னப்பறவையா, shark, sorry students, about turtle. The meaning of turtle is தமிழில் சொல்லணும்னா கடல் ஆமைன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க அதை. ஓகே, ஸ்னேக்கு, ஷார்க்கு, சுறா மீன், கோல்டு ஃபிஷ்ஷு, ஆண்ட்டு, டேப் வார்மு, எர்த் வார்மு அண்டு லீச்சுன்னா அட்டைன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, அட்டைப்பூச்சின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, இதெல்லாம். ஓகே, ஸோ ப்ரெசன்ஸ் ஆர் ஆப்சன்ஸ் ஆஃப் பேக் போன், அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி கிளாஸிஃபை பண்ணுறாங்க. முதுகு எலும்பு இருக்குதா, முதுகு எலும்பு இல்லையா. Absence of backbone, we can classify them into two groups. Animals with backbone can be divided into its subgroup based on its body temperature. Further classification can be done based on its difference like presence of feather or hair, scales, etc. Okay, ஃபெதர்னா ரெக்கைகள், அதில் இருக்க அந்த பாடியில், அதோட பாடியில் இருக்கிற முடிகள், அப்புறம் ஸ்கேல்ஸ், இந்த செதிலாக இருக்கலாம், மீனுக்கு மேலே இருக்கும் இல்லையா, இந்த ஸ்கேல்ஸ், இதெல்லாம் பேஸ் பண்ணி அந்த அனிமல்ஸ் they are classifying. ஓகே ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், ஃபஸ்ட்டு 5.1 பேசிஸ் ஆஃப் கிளாஸிஃபிகேஷன். லிவிங் ஆர்கனிசம்ஸ் ஆர் so large in number. So we told already 8.7 million living organisms are there. Okay, that they need to be classified into smaller groups. Classification of living organisms is made on the basis of their characteristics, similarities and dissimilarities. or differences. Okay students, we are going to identify animals with backbone and without backbone based on the figure. Students, listen carefully. Classification of animals. We are watching about classification of animals. One is vertebrates and another one is invertebrates. முதுகு எலும்பு உள்ளவை, முதுகு எலும்பு அற்றவை. Okay, vertebrate which has backbone and invertebrate which not has have the backbone. Okay, so again we classify vertebrate organism, living animals, warm blooded. So, okay, from warm blooded comes under mammals, birds, they all comes under warm blooded category. Fish, reptiles, amphibians, they are comes under cold blooded category. You know about mammals, the animals which give their young one and feed the milk. Okay, that is the mammals. Okay, mammals, they give their young one and feed milk which will not lay eggs. Okay, warm blooded அதை classify பண்ண mammals, birds. Cold blooded fish, you know, fish, reptiles like snake, turtle, these and amphibians, frog சொல்லலாம், frog, these things and all comes under cold blooded. Then invertebrates with which has not have the backbone. Animals have absence of backbone. Okay, so first one is with the jointed legs and without jointed legs. Okay, those are the animals comes under with jointed legs, 3 pairs of legs and with more than 3 pairs of leg அப்படினு சொல்லிட்டு with jointed legs. And next without jointed leg, worm like earthworm, leech. So these things and all comes under worm. Okay, not worm like the fluke worm, tapeworm. Okay, so we are going to discuss about these things in later. Students, based on the special features and characters, the students identify each button according to the wait. So after we are going to discuss the classification of animals. We must know about what is vertebrates and what is invertebrate. These things and all we must know. Okay, next we will enter to classification. What is classification? The method of arranging the organisms into groups is called classification. The method of arranging the organisms into groups is called classification. Students, when we classify things, okay, we put them into groups based on their characteristics base பண்ணி தான் we can classify which is worm like animal, which is vertebrate, which is comes under invertebrate, okay, which is warm blooded and which is cold blooded. So these things and all, after we know these things, then we can classify that animals or plants. Okay, why do we classify things? ஏன் நம்ம வந்து அந்த animals வந்து classify பண்ணுறோம்? Okay, classifying things makes it easy for us to know their similarities and their differences, and also things with similar characters are classified into same group. These things are usually similar in at least one characteristic. ஸோ ஏதாவது ஒரு கேரக்டர் வந்து டிஃப்ரெண்ட் அனிமல்ஸுக்கு இடையில் வந்து இருக்கும். ஓகே, which will respirate, which will get food and which will digest the food, way of taking, breathing, taking food, something similar properties are there. Okay, then classification helps us to understand living and non-living things. அது வந்து லிவிங் ஆர்கானிசமா நான் லிவிங் ஆர்கானிசமான்னு சொல்லி நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்க முடியும். ஓகே, லிவிங் ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ்னால் கண்டிப்பாக என்ன பண்ணும், வாட் வில் டூ, which will intake food and which will respire, which will breathe, okay, for living or surviving the world. Okay, for example, we can classify a newly discovered organisms. We would come to know how it relates with the other. So for these things and all, we need the we have to know the classification things. Okay students, need for classification. Next character, need for classification. Classification is needed to identify an organism correctly. It helps to know the origin and evolution of an organism. Origin and evolution of organism. Okay, to establish the relationship among the different organisms. Okay, origin, அது அதோட எப்படி அந்த உயிரினம் வந்து வெளியே வந்துச்சு, எவல்யூஷன் எப்படி வந்து படிப்படியாக வந்து அந்த உயிரினம் வந்து கன்வெர்ட் ஆச்சு, அதோட ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ்லாம் என்ன அப்படின்னு படிக்கிறது தான். இட் ஹெல்ப்ஸ் டு நோ த ஆரிஜின் அண்ட் எவல்யூஷன் ஆஃப் அன் ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ், டு எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் த ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் அமாங் த டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ். Okay, so next, it provides the information about living things in different geographical region. So all the animals are not living in the same place. So animals are living in different biodiversity. Okay, it ஒரு சில அனிமல்ஸ் வந்து குளிராக இருக்கிற வின்டர் சீசன்லேயே, வின்டர் ரொம்ப வந்து ஹீட்டு கண்டிஷன் கம்மியாக இருக்கிற இடத்துல வளரும். சில வந்து அனிமல்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப ஹீட்டாக இருக்கிற இடத்துல, ஹாட் கண்டிஷன் இருக்கிற இடத்துல க்ரோ ஆகும். ஓகே, ஸோ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் animals or different living organisms are living in different geographical region. It helps in understanding how complex organisms must have evolved from simpler ones. Okay students, then scientists have been able to discover and classify more than 2 million organisms on the earth, ranging from tiny bacteria in the sense ரொம்ப சின்ன கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாத நுண்ணுயிரிலிருந்து the biggest blue whale வரைக்குமே வந்து scientists classified. Okay, each organism has been classified in a category based on its evolutionary relationship with other group of organisms. We can define hierarchy of organisms as hierarchy அப்படின்னாக்கா படிநிலை அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். படிப்படியாக வந்து இப்போது குரங்குலேருந்து மங்கியிலேருந்து மனுஷன் வந்து ஹியூமன் பீயிங் வந்து ஃபார்ம் ஆனாங்க அப்படின்னு நம்ம ஹிஸ்ட்ரியிலலாம் படிக்கிறோம் இல்லையா. லைக் தட் hierarchy of organisms, the system of arranging taxonomicனாக்கா வகைப்படுத்துறது, taxonomic categories in a descending order based on their relationship with the other group of organisms is called hierarchy of categories. Hierarchy of categories. This system was introduced by Linnaeus and is called Linnaean hierarchy. Linnaean, அவர் பேர் வந்து கரோலஸ் லினேயஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அவர் தான் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி சிஸ்டம் வந்து இந்த ஒரு பயன்படுத்தினார், வேர்ட்ஸ்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணார். ஓகே, கரோலஸ் லினேயஸ் introduced there. So there are 7 main categories of hierarchies, namely kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. Species is the basic unit of classification. Students, about these things and all you are going to study in your higher classes. Okay, so in our next video we have to discuss based on the above classification. The following table shows different phylum, with the general features and examples of different phyla and class. Okay students, this is these things and all we have to see in our next video. Okay, thank you, we will meet in next video.